What is up, guys? Yeah, I'm in a weird angle. I can try to see if I can make it a better angle. But it might not work. Okay, you're tilted. I was gonna tell you guys about my MRIs of what happened. A little recap for people who don't know. I have 7 autoimmune diseases. My biggest disease is neuromyelitis optica. A lot of people are like, what's that? Sorry, guys, I have allergies. Neuromyelitis optica, they used to think back in the day it was another form of MS, which is how I explain it to people so people can understand what I have. It's not. It's its own separate disease. It has very Jesus Lord. Similarities. Words today. It's a lot. Like the white matter lesions on the brain, that's an MS thing too with neuromyelitis optica. Neuromyelitis optica attacks the spine, spinal cord, brainstem, optic nerves and all that, which is why I'm legally blind. Like, it's a host of things. So, for anybody that didn't know, last year I was diagnosed with 40 pulmonary embolisms due to my primary doctor being ignorant as fuck. And instead of realizing, oh, she's got autoimmune diseases, oh, her SID rate is super freaking high, all this is high, it's obviously not anxiety, she's going through an attack, maybe I can help her. No, why would you do that? Why would you? That's what happens when you have PAs. You don't have actual real medical doctors. They're undergrads. They don't go through medical school, which is, you're giving them a license to kill, but whatever. She was like, oh, it's anxiety, and kept ignoring me, even though I couldn't breathe, maybe up to here. I was like short breathing. I was in so much pain, my lung collapsed. And found out I was iodine deficient, which also can cause that as well, but the MRIs. So, I've been telling you guys I can see the words, but I can't say them sometimes, and I do charades. And I got my sensation back because I'm on sulfasalazine. So I'm going to break that down to you guys. My son was put on sulfasalazine for RA. He has juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Family. Genetics suck. But I was like, you know what? Maybe I was going through a massive inflammation. I was like, maybe I'll do that. And I got a hold of my autoimmune doctor because he was going to put me on Plaquenil, which sucks. I was on it for years and it did nothing. Like nothing. I would say it worked for the first couple months and then just stopped working. And it ruined my GI system. So he was like, yeah, let's try it. So after me being swollen for a year of clots, nobody knew it was clots, but I was diagnosed with epiploic appendicitis, which is caused by blood clots, but they don't use their brain. So when sulfasalazine was starting to release the inflammation, the clots started rushing through my body. And, I had clots in my arms, my everything. I was covered. I don't know why I'm alive. I don't. Maybe it's to help people. Maybe it's to be here for my kids because, well, I have sole custody for a reason. We'll just say that. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So when I was diagnosed with all of that, because sulfasalazine helped, but yet almost killed me, but it is what it is. So now I'm on sulfasalazine. I'm going to be staying on sulfasalazine probably for life because inflammation is a bitch, bro. But the reason why I gained weight. Now, I'm usually a toothpick. If you guys go back in my old videos, you'll see how skinny I usually am. So let me explain to you. First, we're going to talk about the pituitary MRI. It shows that I have, in my pituitary gland, it's empty cella syndrome, which means that they can't even see my pituitary, which is probably on the floor of the cella, but it's more than half less of CSF fluid, which is like spinal fluid. And it's probably draining out my nose, which is why I was sick and going through all of that. I probably might have to get neurosurgery done. I'm not really sure. They're like, some people don't get symptoms, some do. Honey, I get all of them. Not only was my thyroid filled with nodules, my hormones are, which I told my doctor last year, something's going on with my hormones. There's a lot of body changes. I told her everything, and she was like, oh, it's in your head. And don't tell me, guys, to get a new primary. I've tried. You know what they say? Your case is way too complicated. You have 7 autoimmune, 3 are very super rare. We don't want to kill you. So they won't touch my case. It's not like they do the work anyway. The autoimmune doctors do, but whatever. So yeah, I've tried, but when you have too many rare diseases, you're kind of fucked. So that being the case, I have empty cellus syndrome, which is why I gained weight, which is why I have thyroid nodules and stuff with the iodine, super iodine deficiency. It was a lot. It explains my migraines. It explains everything I've gone through as far as hormonal wise and everything else. Now, as far as neuromylitisoptica goes, I'm at advanced stages of my disease. There are white matter lesions everywhere. My frontal lobe has got a bunch of them, which is why I have memory loss, and basically early onset dementia. I didn't make this video yet because I wasn't mentally okay to do it. It sucks when you fought your entire life to stay alive. And nobody would help you. You know what I heard? Oh, you're young, you're beautiful, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. And a lot of people like me in the beginning, you look for the doctors for answers, and then they start to make you second guess yourself. It sucks because advocate for yourself. Don't always think, doctors have your best intentions, that they know what they're doing. It's because some of them are very uneducated and they don't know and even hear about, like when I went to the emergency room, the dude's like, why are you on pain meds? And I looked at him and I was like, did you read my file? And the nurse started laughing. And he goes, yeah. I'm like, okay, so tell me what diseases I have. And he goes, well, I'm like, read the file. Don't ask me why I'm on pain meds when I have 3 severely rare autoimmune diseases and 4 normal ones. You know how painful that fucking is? I'm on a low dosage anyway of pain meds. Like, I don't want to be fucking high and numbed out. I just want the edge off so I can survive. I'm suffered through everything and I have severe damage for what the doctor's ignorancy was. Like post-traumatic syndrome, so it feels like you have blood clots for the rest of your life. You know how painful that is? I had them all over me. They said at least 100 DVT clots. And 40 of them, actually it was 40 plus. They stopped counting. I'm going to be real with you. They even said that. Like, we stopped at 40, girl. But you have way more than that. So 40 plus pulmonary embolisms. So yeah, the MRI showed that it is advanced stages. Everything that I told my doctor, and she told me it was in my head. This 100% validated. So damn right I messaged her. Then she wanted to call me. I'm like, no. You want to speak to me? Put it in an email. I want proof and evidence. I'm like, not once did you apologize for almost killing me. Too many times since I've known you. I'm like, all the years, 10 years, all of my adult life, I've suffered. And you just ignored me and treated me like I'm just like everybody else, or I'm trying to get drugs, which I've never been that person. I'm like a straight edge person, dude. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that. I've always been a very responsible person, which sometimes I wish I wasn't, just to let loose once. But I am always responsible. My kids, their well-being will come above everything. So I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that. Because God forbid something happens one day and they need me, they can't use any of my organs of anything to save my kids' lives because they have shit in it. Which, by the way, people, it's true with weed. So if you smoke weed and say somebody needs your kidney, they're not going to get your kidney. I mean, it was validation that everything I went through is now proof in my brain scan. I mean, guys, I have 12 new ones and I had 8 before. So I have 20 white matter lesions throughout my brain. It's permanent damage. Permanent. And nobody wanted to listen to me. So, for people like, oh, Heather, you're not going to die. Guys, don't be naive, please. I tell that to my husband. If you give me false hope, that means I'm going to be super let down, and so are my kids, and I don't like that shit. Because the truth is, I will die. They thought I was going to die a long time ago. Even my doctor's like, we're not giving you a time frame because you always outdo the time frame anyway. The flare-ups get so bad. Like, I had it for 7 years and it was untreated, which is why it's so bad. If it was treated, you live longer. If you were not treated, you're fucked. And now I have so much permanent damage. I have CSF fluid leaking out of my fucking nose sometimes. And that's the spinal cord fluid stuff. Sorry guys, my eyes are itchy. Freaking allergies are killing me. It's just a lot. It's very overwhelming, but what pissed me off is the radiologist who did the scan put a severe MS stage. Honey, I don't have MS. Read my fucking file. Why are people so ignorant? And even I said to my autoimmune doctor, and he was like, MS. He goes, yeah, I get people mix them up a lot. He goes, you were tested, right? I'm like, twice. And it was high. What are you talking about? You saw the results. And I get he's busy. He's like the top of the line scleroderma specialist. So he's like was on a plane all messaging me because he had to do something. And I'm like, yeah, remember? And I explained the thing and he was like, oh yeah, that's right. And I was like, he was like, you're going to have to get them to fix that. And I was like, oh, I'm already on it. Left her a message. Hi, my name is Heather. You did both of my MRIs for pituitary and brain. I don't have MS, honey. I have neuromylitisoptica. If you don't know what that is, please research. Also, look at my file. It's on there. On my file, having neuromylitisoptica. So I need you to please change it because you put the wrong disease down. And, people are ignorant because people don't know about neuromylitisoptica. People are uneducated when it comes to that stuff. So they think it's just MS. No. There's only 2 diseases that cause, MS hug, they call it, which just feels like your ribs are being squeezed to death, which sucks, by the way. I get it a lot. It's all the time. White matter lesions, shit like that, is only caused by MS and neuromylitisoptica, but people only know about MS, so they put MS down. I do not have MS. I have something far worse than that. And you think MS is bad? The survival rate for neuromylitisoptica for 5 years alone is shit. I am very determined to live. My kids need me. People ask me all the time, how am I going to handle the situation with my primary? I already have stuff in the works. That is not going to be even talked about until it's done. So you probably won't know for a very long time, guys. But I'm tired of... What bothers me is my medical facility, Bassett Healthcare or whatever, they only have 1 doctor per category. And then the rest are PAs. PAs are the most uneducated in the medical field. I trust a nurse practitioner who's the one that saw my pulmonary embolisms well over a PA. PAs have no background. No medical background whatsoever. Nurse practitioners, they're in the field. They're as a nurse. They work their way up. They are the top of the line nurses you could possibly get, and I trust nurses over doctors any day. Because nurses are the ones that see everything. They're the ones that do everything. They just tell doctors what to put in for. So I have the utmost respect for nurses and nurse practitioners. They're badasses. They have saved my life a numerous amount of times. And I am grateful for every freaking nurse that exists. Their job is the hardest probably job that I can ever think of. It is hard. Maybe except for the people that work in the sewer systems, but still, it's not easy to do what nurses do, and they still do it. Yes, there are some not so good nurses out there, but there are a lot of great ones. In every profession, you're going to have good and bad. It doesn't matter what it is. And it sucks because I remember I watched this YouTuber, and he's a nurse, and he talks about how he went into this to make a difference, but he ended up being part of the problem. Well, being in the middle of the problem, where you realize it's not an easy fix. The upper people need to get their shit together. I think if you're going to bark orders, you better be on the floor doing your shit and realizing the frontline stuff. Not just bark orders. It's like retail. When I was a manager at retail, you got CEO people putting in the wrong freaking mods and everything else for everything, and I'm like, dude, that's not even our store. Dude, get down here and go freaking see the freaking damn store. I hate when people do that. I really do. Hi, Thomas. I wanted to keep you guys posted of what was going on. I have no idea what's going to happen from here on out. I know Dr. Shapiro is sending me to a neurologist. He's so funny. He was like, I have an anti-inflammatory doctor for you. I'm like, you are an anti-inflammatory doctor. That's what a rheumatologist is. And I looked her up. I mean, she's top of the line neurologist, but he knows how I feel because every doctor I've saw has treated me like I'm fine. That's why I didn't want another neurologist. Now, I had a neurologist. I love him. He's the one that helped me find some of the stuff out. But he doesn't want my case. He's like, Heather, there's not much we can do anyway. You can't pick a disease you want to choose to. Every disease I have has a different protocol into treatment. And if you're going to treat neuromyelitis optica, it better be the same protocol for the other ones, and they're not. So either they're going to up my anti-inflammatory meds or add another one on. I have no idea. But there's not much I can do. I'm already on the anti-inflammatory diet, which doesn't help. I feel like it makes it worse. I'm not going to lie. I think it just depends. But I did want to keep you guys posted that I was right. There's now proof that I have permanent brain damage. I feel like everything that made me up, I was a dancer, I was a singer. I worked 3 jobs. I was a big multitasker. Every job I worked at, I was a manager. And everything I loved got taken from me. People don't realize with autoimmune, they're not. So there's a lot of people out there in the world like me that get mistreated, that get ignored. And in my perspective, from what I've seen, PAs just have a license to kill. They're very uneducated, and they should be learning in many spots. That's what gives you, it's not just schooling. Every doctor I know has been to so many inner cities, so many major areas. She's been in the same spot since she got out of undergrad. And I got stuck with her. Thanks. Appreciate that. But I'm tired of being ignored. So the best advice I can give you guys, if you're going through something similar, or you feel like something is going on with your body and nobody's listening to you, get out of the healthcare spot that you're in, get a second opinion somewhere else. Go anywhere else. Yes, it's annoying. It's so annoying to see different doctors. So annoying to find the right doctor. But I know you can do it. If I can do it, anyone can. And you're definitely not alone. I felt so alone in this journey that there's many times I thought maybe I shouldn't just be here anymore. But my kids are the ones that give me motivation. So the pain I suffer through, it's for my kids. I can't leave them. I can't. I don't know what the hell that noise was, but everybody knows that SSDI and SSI pays nothing. They don't even really cover my rent, so it's been a struggle with everything, but I don't know. I just hope something happens with food prices going down to help everybody. Like, I hope everything gets better, and I don't feel like it's going to anytime soon. But hang in there for all of you, because, a lot of people say they don't like to talk to me because their problems aren't as big as mine. It's still a problem. You're still going through it. You're still feeling it. It matters. So don't ever think you'll me or message me or whatever the hell it is because you feel like I'm going through enough. I love helping people. It makes my life happier and better. So if you guys need to vent to me, if you need to do whatever, do it. Because you're keeping my mind off of my own shit. And then I can help you guys. But everybody matters. No matter what your doctors tell you, no matter what. First of all, I do want to say one thing. They have fibromyalgia. It's not an autoimmune disease. So many people are saying it's an autoimmune disease. No. An autoimmune disease is your connective tissue and your body attacking itself. That's not fibromyalgia. That's a nerve condition. And it's overactive nerves. Everybody gets it. I was an athlete. I had it way before anything else. But the problem is I'm so glad for Dr. Shapiro because the Albany doctors, who all got fired, by the way, because they were fucking up everybody's case. And then they redid everything. They revamped it and put better doctors in there. And their egos, oh my God, the way they stand, ugh, I'm not a fan. But where the hell was I? It reminded me of their freaking egos and it pissed me the frick off. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about because this shit's crazy. Like, they'll stand there like, fibromyalgia. When they told me I have fibromyalgia, all they did was press on my joints. Honey, that could be anything. Don't claim something. So many people are so falsely told that they have fibromyalgia because they're too lazy to do other tests. You guys, if you have neuropathy issues, please do a small fibroneuropathy biopsy. It's just a skin biopsy. Boom, bam, done. They do it on like your left ankle, right wrist, or whatever. And they see how bad your small fiber neuropathy, which is the small peripheral nerves inside of all of you, your organs, everything. If you want to do the large fiber, which my autoimmune doctor won't allow me to do, it's a muscle biopsy, which he's 100% sure I have it, but he doesn't want to put me in a flare-up. And I respect that. Plus, my muscles are shit right now. They did the blood test for it. My muscles are like dying to death. I'm also severely magnesium deficiency. That's why, like, I eat all these all day long. If you guys need help, if you need direction, if you need that, I don't want you guys to suffer the way I did. Please reach out to me. Give me a minute. I know all that I went through. And if I can make your guys' lives better or help you in any certain way, I want to do it. So if you're going through something and you're being ignored, or you want to know what blood tests to do or how to go about something, email me. My email is everywhere. It's even attached to this video. I get emails all day, every day. Just email me. If you guys have any questions, put them down and I'll explain more if you need to, or I'll put it in a pinned post, or I'll do shorts. So check out my shorts too, guys, on my channel. I do shorts like 4 times a day. And if you have questions for yourself, you want me to answer on a short, ask a question, I'll make its own separate short for it. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching my channel, supporting my channel, and being there for me. Like, thank you for making a huge impact on my life. Bye, guys.